Lafayette Town, and then we'll go to Zach.
Just really proud of our team. Just their ability to stay together, just keep battling. You know, what I saw week in practice is what you saw today. Obviously had some tough times. Defense had to bow up. Offense had to bow up. Wasn't always pretty, but really physical, good football team we just played. That I knew was going to be challenged, but at the same time, we know where we are. Told our team earlier this week, last Sunday, that it was a 4-game season, and the goal is to be 1-0 after each week. So that's been the focus, the playoff mentality, and we know we got to win each week. So we don't talk about anything beyond whoever's next. And so it was all about finding a way to get ready for Wisconsin, and just proud of our team, the way they've stayed together today, they've stayed together this season, and just got to keep getting a little bit better every single week. So saw some signs of that today. Whether our defense really coming up huge, special teams I thought was really big. There was that big 60-yard punt that James had. It really flipped the field, put us in a great position, and defense took advantage of that, and offense scored just enough points. Obviously didn't get enough production in the second half. Need to get better at that. But at the same time, thought that we're just trying to find a way to win a football game, and our guys were able to do that. So I will say this: I was really appreciative. My crowd was awesome, and it makes a difference. It makes a difference in the fourth quarter. Makes a difference on those third downs. Beautiful day today, obviously with the weather. We're fortunate with that. But at the same time, appreciate them coming out supporting us. I mean, questions.
Zach, Matt?
Tom, Aaron Casey today, I think 9 tackles, 2 sacks, 4 for loss. He forced a fumble. I mean, just it's kind of an obvious one, but how important is that, especially from a senior, a captain, a leader in a game like this?
Well, it's massive. It's what you need in a game like this. You need those guys to step up and make those kind of plays. Just gave the game ball in the locker room there. Without even knowing all those stats, I saw it live in person. I knew it was pretty special the way he helped. But it's everything. It's the leadership. A couple weeks ago he didn't play very well, and he took ownership for that. And he came and we talked, and he's just a special person. And he's the leader of our defense. He's the leader of our team, and he's not up for giving many speeches, but he doesn't need to. He just needs to play like that. And I just played here to talk him, but he definitely verbally leads the defense when he's on the field. So just really, you got to have your best players step up and play really well in games like this, and a game you know you have to win, and against a really good team. So I'm proud of him, proud of all the guys around him.
Matt and Mike?
Hey, Coach, just kind of look at the stats. No turnovers, only a couple penalties. Other than that one, where you had a missed tackle for the long pass touchdown. They have no mistakes, really. Defensemen know explosive plays. I guess how valid it is you can kind of show your guys when you play like this is what can happen.
Well, and here's what we've been able to do. We've been able to show them in segments. Guys, we lock in and play. We're a really good football team. The problem is it's more than just that little segment, So those segments have been growing, and so there's no question that you can look at this and say, guys, we'll go through and we'll talk about all the things statistically you have to do to win a football game, and we show them just like last week. Even though we were close, we lost. Like there's 4 things that we say you have to do to win a football game. We lost all 4 of those last week. So even though the game was close, we had an opportunity. 2 minutes ago, we didn't win because we weren't executing and getting those things done the right way. So now you can take a game like this and say, guys, this is what you do, and when you do those things, you find a way to win. And protecting the football is a big deal. We got 2 takeaways, so being +2, that's really the biggest stat in football. You just have to pick one. I know the guys can argue different things. I'm just telling you, been this for a long time. It's about protecting the football on one side and taking it away on the other. When you take the ball away from somebody else, and your chances of winning go way up. It's like 80+%. So just we got to just continue to do this. So I challenge our guys, and I got just Coach Tomlin over the summer about challenging them to be continuously on the rise. That's the expectation that I have as your coach, that you are continually on the rise as a player, as a person, and as a football team. And we've been challenging our position groups to be continually on the rise. We just get a little bit better every single week. And we got to be playing our best football down the stretch. And these last 2 have been good signs in the right direction. We just got to still, obviously, things to clean up, things to get better at. But I think that's a testament because of what you saw today.
Mike, and you're up in top.
Jonathan Foley, obviously had the one-handed grab and everything, but in the second half too, one of the games was a defensive pass interference on him. Really struggled to guard him. How important has his maturation process been for you and this offense and developing the go-to guy for you guys?
There's no question. It's similar to what we talked about with what Aaron means to the defense, and making plays. And D-Mac to me is a guy that I've always challenged. I've always felt like that he was a guy that should have the mindset that they just can't hurt me. If the ball is anywhere near me, I'm gonna come down with it. And if they're gonna have to grab me, they're gonna have to hold me, they're gonna have to interfere with me in order for them to make a play. And I think if that continues, that becomes very, very dangerous. So obviously, you don't have a chance to come down with the ball as you see can do that, but also have a chance to create a penalty, which gives us a first down in those situations. So just a huge weapon for us. Once again, see him continue to develop and continue to elevate his play and just keep making those plays. We're going to need him down the stretch here, but so proud of D-Mac. He's coming into his own and he's playing the way I expect he should.
Todd, on your right, then Raven.
Tell me about the discussion on the sideline to kick the field goal late. There was some risk in that. You also had the win and obviously getting kicked.
Yeah, there was some risk, yeah, you know, and the other thing too is like, you know, it's like, okay, but here's the deal. It became about timeouts, okay? And that became a big part of the discussion. And so, you know, obviously you can pin them down, you know, you kick a long field goal, you got a chance of it getting blocked. You know, obviously you're only out by 6, but they can still score, kick the extra point, still beat you. But they couldn't kick the field goal. And so I just felt like, you know, we trusted Chris. He's really been kicking the ball well. I know he missed one earlier, but he has a strong leg, getting the wind in his back. Like you mentioned, we actually chose the wind for the fourth quarter, you know, and we had to make that decision at halftime, and that was part of our discussion for that situation, and it ended up being working out in our favor. So yeah, we thought about punting it, you know, and trying to pin him down inside the 10. You know, the problem is, you know, you're only down by 3, and, you know, we felt like they only had like 1:10 to go with no timeouts, and having to score a touchdown, that's hard to do. And so obviously it proved out to be a good decision.
Raven, on your left, and Sammy.
Hey, Coach, every season we see teams that maybe get to 1-5, 2-6, and then the guys just kind of start mailing it in. Your guys stayed in the fight, so to speak. Why do you think that happened?
You know, I just attribute it to our culture. I really do. I mean, our kids believe what we're doing. They care about each other. It's way bigger than just a guy out there making plays for himself. They believe in what we're doing, you know, and I think that just showed in the way they played the last couple of weeks. Even going, I mean, that's a tough road game. It's a tough crowd. It's tough to, you know, muster after a disappointing loss. You know, a game we obviously all knew we really needed to win, and you don't. Now you got to go on the road and play a top 10 team in the country, and you saw the response. And so I just think it's a testament to our leadership. We got, you know, 2 6-year seniors, you know, Noah and Aaron Casey. You know, Michael Kadick on offense has been here a long time as well. Those kind of guys. You know, Matt Benford to me is a guy that's really elevating his leadership, you know, on the offensive side of football. And I think that matters, you know. And so, you know, Cam Kemper is a guy, even though he's quiet as well, he cares a bunch, and he's the guy that helps lead. So, yeah, I'd say it's our culture, it's the leadership on our team, and it's our coaches. You know, they're just continuing to be relentless. It's earmuffs and blinders every single week. We just got to come back to work, no matter what happened, good or bad, and we got to attack the next day. And it's easier said than done, there's no doubt. It's definitely hard to do. But, man, to see them rewarded for that today is pretty special. And so we know we got to go do it again next week. That's okay. We're going to this one for 24 hours.
Sammy, the Mason.
Coach, secondary's back with some injuries, but you had 8 pass breakups. Talk about those guys. Jordan Shaw's been playing a lot. Phil Dunham had a big game today. Just how did those guys playing a lot of man-to-man defense succeed today?
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm just really proud of them. You know, JoJo Johnson made some plays. He had a PBU. You mentioned Jordan Shaw, true freshman, that really kind of got his biggest taste last week. Made some big plays, and so we made the decision to have him start as our Husky because of the style of offense we're going to play today. And he rose up. Now, you know, just his freshman mistakes. He's the one that fell down on their second touchdown. You know, so it's just he's going to have to grow through all that. But at the same time, to me, he had a huge, which I almost thought was going to be a pick on their sideline. It was a PBU on third down. And then you mentioned Philip Dunn, just another young guy, second year, really his first year playing, you know, consistently. And you got to have those guys rise up. You know, matter of fact, even at the end, you know, Lewis Moore, he wanted to be on their best receiver. And we had it switched the other way around, and he's like, no, coach, I want this guy right now to finish off the game. And you know, that's what you want. You want a guy to have that kind of confidence and swagger and edge about him, and he was able to finish as well. So just proud of our secondary. Guys are stepping up, and it's got to continue, there's no doubt about it. But, you know, in a game like this, when it comes down to every single play matters, those guys were big.
Mason in front, and Seth.
Coach, you just mentioned that every single play matters, and you also talked about needing more from your offense in the second half, but your defense being able to continually shut down Wisconsin after the offense wasn't necessarily putting it away. What does that do for your defense to kind of build that momentum going forward into these last 3 games?
Yeah, well, I tell you, it gives you a lot of confidence. There's nothing like game day success. I've said it for the last several weeks. I mean, we just need some game day success, you know, just to reinforce it, to just give them some, you know, just some positive energy to say, man, if you just stay the course, you're going to be rewarded on game day. And they finally got it today. But, you know, our offense was very, very effective in the first half. We still had time possession. It was like 33 minutes to ours, to theirs was the difference. And so that paid off in the second half. We weren't on the field very much at all in the first half because defense was getting 3 and outs. Offense was staying on the field, even though we didn't get as many points as I thought we should have with the drives that we had. And so, but those lack of reps in the first half really paid dividends, allowed us to be able to keep coming back. We don't care, we don't blink, and that's another phrase we have here. Our guys were saying it in the locker room afterwards. It don't matter. I don't care what happens. I don't care if they get a first down or not. We go back on the field. It's our expectation to get the stop or get a takeaway. 3 and out takeaway. That's all we're talking about. Obviously, we got 2 huge takeaways in the second half, and the guys were able to bow up. So, yeah, I think all those things together continue to build towards what you're trying to get, which is a very confident football team. No matter what position you get put in, you got to rise up and make a play.
Seth on your right, last one.
Kind of like you just talked about, it felt like there were a lot of potential turning points in the game today, whether, on both sides, whether, key third down your team had offensively or, Wisconsin's kind of on a long drive. It felt like there were some turning points where the game could have swung the other way and your guys came up with big plays almost every time. Just how encouraging is it to see your guys kind of come up with that response?
Well, it's huge. You think about, when I stand before you, you talk about a tough loss. You're talking about those exact same scenarios where you didn't make a play. Because they're game changers, and we tell our team this, that, every play is the most important play in the game because you don't know which one's going to be that play that really turned the momentum. I think of I'm always thinking about plays and games, and we had the rough and the passer. That was huge. That was third down long. We're off the field. They actually ended up driving, scoring on that drive, and those things have been, just like we can't let that negatively affect what's next. And so really focused on that and working hard on that. But then, like you said, most of the time we came up with those big plays, and that's what you want. You want a team that expects to make those plays. You want players that want to be put in those positions where, man, you want that quarterback to throw the ball to the guy that you're guarding. Or you want to be able to the guy that's going to get the pressure, to get the sack that's going to, you talk about in the last drive, anytime you get an inbounds tackle, that's a lot of seconds off that clock. And that sack by Ace was huge. Those big plays where it was used to get tackles and allowed us to be able to finish it out. So, yeah, it's too many to name, but that's what you try to do. Put your guys in position, and then they got to make plays. So proud of our coaching staff, proud of our players, and that was just a huge win for us today.
All right, thanks, Tom.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great night, LEO.